I'm Steve Johnson, News Director for theDove TV. Check out our other videos and visit our website at thedove.us. Thanks.
Well, as you know, last night nationally, things really turned around as far as the U.S. Senate was concerned, as now the Republicans are in control. We're going to have with us, we're delighted to have back with us, David Brody. David, you see his program, The Brody File, on the Dove Television Network, and he's part of the CBN crew. And David, thank you so much for letting us squeeze a few moments of your time. Good morning, sir. How you doing, bud?
Hey, good. How you guys doing out there?
All right, good. You know, we ran you for mayor, but you didn't win.
Did I come up one vote short, or did I just get one vote?
Well, we'll let you know on that later with an email.
We're having a recount.
We're having a recount.
Great. There's voter fraud in Medford. Oh, gosh.
All right. So you surprised last night. What happened in Congress?
No, not at all. You know, it's interesting. Here's how I see it, guys. It's like if you thought you were going to get a foot of snow, you knew a foot of snow was coming, but instead you got 2 feet of snow. Yeah. And I think that's what it was. I mean, I think this was not a mini wave. I mean, this was a wave election. And what it was, unlike that, people didn't necessarily say, oh, we want the Republican policies. No, it wasn't that. It was the president. We all know this. It was the president. And so the president and Harry Reid and the Democrats got 2 feet of snow dumped on them last night. I mean, look, the Republicans pretty much won every race. They didn't win New Hampshire, but they weren't really expected to win New Hampshire. Scott Brown wasn't expected to win the Senate there. And so basically every Republican won, I think, except Abraham Lincoln last night. I mean, it was really remarkable if you think about it. And so now you ask, well, what's next? And there's so much next. But I got to tell you, it's going to be between the president's veto pen and a Republican-controlled Congress that's going to send bill after bill after bill to his desk. And he's going to have to figure out whether or not he's going to take out the pen and veto some of these. And the first one up, guys, is going to be the XL Keystone Pipeline. Right. That's something that the president has punted on for months, quite frankly, more than a year or so. But it does appear now that there are the votes to pass in the Senate, the XL Keystone Pipeline, not just with Republican votes, but some moderate Democrats as well. So the president's going to be put feet to the fire right away, guys.
All right, so what do you think is going to happen with this lame duck Congress now? I mean, he could go kamikaze on us.
Kamikaze. You know, we're like a kindred spirit. That's what I was going to say. Yes, I think he is going to go somewhat kamikaze, or AKA executive order. Yeah. I mean, look, he has been talking ever since he took the presidency, or he became president, that he wanted to close the detention center at Guantanamo Bay. Newsflash, he can still do it if he wants to by executive order. We know the immigration executive order is coming no matter what, for sure on that. And there are a few other things he can do, too, at the regulatory, with some of the regulatory agencies and so forth. So, yes, all of that is coming. So as much as the Republicans had a big night and are going to force the president's hand on X, Y, and Z, and they will, the president still has some power here. Clearly he has some power here. And look, this has been his MO, his method of operation all along, which is to use what he believes is his constitutional authority as president. A lot of people say, give me a break. But he's not, you know, to quote Nell Carter, he's not saying, give me a break. He's indeed saying he can do whatever he wants.
All right. So if when the president gets the new Congress in January and he continues to govern through executive orders, it's going to force the House and the Senate to seriously consider abuse of powers, maybe even impeachment. Do you think they'll go there?
I don't think they're going to go impeachment. I think they're going to have hearings and hearings and hearings, and they'll bring it up, and they'll make it talking points, and they'll bring it up in their districts, and they'll do all of that. I don't think they're going to go impeachment. Why? Because they don't want to overplay their hand. I think they believe they have somewhat of a mandate, but not a total mandate. And I think this is the danger for Republicans. You know, and quite frankly, it's the danger for a president who thinks he has a mandate. Look at George Bush in 2004. He said he had a mandate, and then there were some missteps. So the president believed he had a mandate after 2012, and then there were missteps along the way, too. So I don't think the Republican Congress is going to go there, guys. I don't think that's going to happen.
David, any surprises for you last night?
Well, I think there were a couple, especially as it relates to the governor's races. You know, the governor, let's take a step back for a moment. Massachusetts, a liberal state, right? Not a newsflash there. Got a Democrat that lost there. The Republican governor won, Charlie Baker, in Massachusetts. The governor of Maryland is going to be a Republican. I mean, Maryland is a Democrat, true blue, liberal state. and the Republican won. As a matter of fact, the Republican won against Anthony Brown, and Anthony Brown was the Democrat who Obama, the president, campaigned for. And so, President Obama campaigned for pretty much nobody. I mean, he campaigned for, I think 3 or 4 folks. And after that, he was pretty much hiding under a rock, or at least that's where the Democrats wanted him. And yet, both of these Republican governors won, also out in Illinois. So, look, I think this has been a total debacle. And let me just say, as a long-suffering New York Jets fan, and yes, I just admitted it right here, right now, I am a long-suffering Jets fan. The Democrats now know how Jet fans feel. They feel defeated. They feel thumped and frustrated on a daily basis.
Well, look at Colorado picked up a governor, a Republican governor. That could be significant in Colorado.
Oh, I think so. And I think you're starting to see Colorado doesn't know what it wants to be. It was red, then it was blue, then it was purple. Now it's a little bit more red. Now, it's so many changing colors. It's like a full spectrum out there. I think Colorado is one of those bellwether states. But let's also remember that as much as Republicans are going to gloat and have happy victory parties and cue up Kool and the Gang and celebration and all of that, look, the reality is this. In 2016, newsflash, the electorate changes. It becomes more minority-based. It becomes younger as well. 2 areas where obviously the Democrats do better. And so as much as there are a lot of positive signs for Republicans this election cycle, especially as it relates to independents and even millennials to a degree, the electorate changes in 2016. More people show up, and it's a whole different ballgame. So Republicans better be on their A game, or they could be back in the doghouse in a few years.
Boy, you're so right on that. Well, David, thanks. I know you're busy. Come to Oregon. We can sell you marijuana now.
Great. Yeah, I'll be right there. Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks. No, I am busy. I've got to go grab some breakfast now. And so anything that has to do with food intake, you'll see it live on the Brody File.
Okay, buddy. Hey, keep up the good work, pal. Good to see you.
Thanks.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
Dave Brody
Thanks,
with the Brody File, also seen right here on the Dove TV network.